Start. A very good evening to everyone who is present here in the Google Meet and also in the YouTube Live. My name is Ajita Chandan and I am your host. I now request our Principal Sir, Dr. M. G. Raghunathan Sir, to give a very welcome address to them.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
No, welcome to no prayer.
Sir, Ajita, prayer. Okay. I request Vinodini. Yes, sir. I request Vinodini of PV to render the college prayer.
शुभ कर मन देव मोरा धरू शिवावर मोए शुभ कर मन देव मोरा धरू न डरू अरे सो जब जाए लगू निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करूं निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करूं निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करूं देश वावर मोए शुभ कर मन देख मोरा डरूं अर सिख हो अपने ही मन को हर सिख हो अपने ही मन को लालच हो गुण तो चलो लालच हो गुण तो चलो लालच हो गुण तो चलो देश शुभ कर मन तेग न डरूं जब आपकी आद निगार बने जब आपकी आद निगार बने अत हिरन में तुम जूझ मरो अत हिरन में तुम जूझ मरो देश वावर मोए शुभ कर मन तेग मोरा डरूं देश वावर मोए शुभ कर मन तेग मोरा डरूं शुभ कर मन तेग मोरा डरूं शुभ कर मन तेग मोरा डरूं
Thank you so much, Vinodini. Now I request our college principal, Dr. M. G. Raghunathan Sir, to give a very welcome address.
Good evening, all of you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, all of you. Dear colleagues and head of the department, Dr. Gayatri Harikumar and Dean Academics. I hope Dean Academics, Dr. Savitri is attending, and my dear colleagues and my dear students, and the resource person of the day, Mrs. Sujata Tarakesan, founder, Chennai Gaba, a unit of Tarakesan Ventures, and my dear students. I am happy to be with you in this national webinar on entrepreneurship opportunities and challenges. And you see, sorry, but 100 times our HOD, Dr. Gayatri Harikumar was calling, but I thought it was 4 o'clock. And truly, I forgot the meeting, but I was in another meeting 2 to 4. And Madam would have known, Dr. Dean Academics, Dr. Savitri might be knowing that morning we had a very marathon meeting from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock after lunch. Now I am in college only. Everybody, they say this is a pandemic, but Guru Nanak College has no pandemic. Online work is full-fledged going on. I am very happy that to know that, to understand that Department of Accounting and Finance has organized a wonderful webinar on the opportunities and challenges, maybe for the students. And I think that Mrs. Sujata Tarakesan will be the right person of this evening. I wish the department for arranging a wonderful program, and also I wholeheartedly welcome Mrs. Sujata Tarakesan to deliver her lecture. Madam, if time permits, once we regain to the normalcy, We would like to invite you in person to give a wonderful lecture to all the other students also who are studying commerce, who are taking commerce as the subjects. Madam, I wanted sorry to Dr. Hari Kumar, Sir Gayatri Hari Kumar, for not picking up my phone because truly I am telling you right from morning 10 o'clock to now, till now. I never sat in Kochi also, I am in the college only in my principal's office, fully engaged. Not even able to breathe. I don't have breathing time also. But anyway,
No, sir, we know, sir. I know that your work schedule is so busy. I know I have been disturbing you to 10 to 15 times. I just wanted to, because if you come, we'll get the energy and motivation,
that's
sir.
right.
So because
I understand. But anyway, I am happy because this is now on live YouTube also. Many people are participating in YouTube also. But
Yes.
these kind of topics are very encouraging. I am very happy. This kind of topics should be though we should not sit idle in the house thinking down this is a lockdown. But I don't know how you catch hold of those eminent people like Mrs. Sujata Bharatison. And you can also go have on with her students training program also. And these two were wholeheartedly welcome the resource person of the day, and I congratulate all the department faculties and head of the department for arranging on the program. And my thanks to Dr. Savitri also for reminding me to attend this program. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
thank you, sir. Thanks for your warm words and your gracious efforts because we feel so energized. So we are going to see, you can see all the smiley faces. Who is having their video on? We are energized. I thank Savitri ma'am also for reminding you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, sir. We're honored. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your welcome address, sir. As sir told, GNC never sleeps or even ADF never sleeps, so that's why we're all here today. But I really hope like everybody is staying home and they're safe. From the bottom of my heart, I extend my gratitude and prayers to our nations and everyone who is suffering in this tough time. So well, today we are here in this session to talk about a topic that we all have somehow we thought about this in some point of a time, but we never took this next step. Right now we are having a real life example and a vibrant speaker with us. So today's topic for the session is entrepreneurship, opportunities and challenges. I request our HOD Dr. Gayatri Hari Kumar ma'am to give a brief introduction of our speaker today.
Meeting currency.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, we can't hear you, ma'am.
Okay. I thank our General Secretary and Correspondent, Sardar Majid Singh Nair, sir, our Principal, Dr. N.T. Raghunathan, sir, our Vice Principal, ma'am, Dr. N.C. Nartri, ma'am, our Dean Academics, Dr. Savitri, for supporting us from behind. I take great privilege in introducing the invited guest for the day, that is Mrs. Sujata Bharatison. Sujata is the founder and creative director, Chennai Gaga, a brand specializing in making uniquely Chennai t-shirts and souvenirs since 2010. It's a first of its kind endeavor for a city that's still fondly remembered as Madras. Born and brought up in Chennai, she has a Bachelor of Commerce degree from Madras College and a specialized post-graduation degree from the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, London. She started her career in the year 1997 in the commercial department of India Cements shipping division, focusing on chartering and overseeing the operations in ship owning and management until 2003. After a maternity break, she began freelance writing in 2005 and has had numerous articles, interviews, reviews, fiction and features published in magazines like Ritz, JFW and Jade, as well as in the Hindu newspapers, then weekly supplement called Retail Plus. In 2009, Sujata conceptualized Chennai's first ever souvenir brand and now spearheads the operations. With over 8 years experience in retail as a standalone flagship store, Chennai Gaga is now an online store at chennaigaga.com. Chennai Gaga is also honored to be holding the official licensee partner of the Chennai Super Kings and houses CSK merchandise alongside the Madras to Chennai collection. Interestingly, Chennai did not have typical souvenirs and therefore Chennai Gaga was launched in the year 2010. Sujata, Sujata also has a private pilot's license from Executive Air Terminal, Charleston, West Virginia, USA. Chennai Gaga is the first to offer Carnatic music and Tamil themed souvenirs too. The designs are creative, unique, and appeal to both locals and visitors to the city. Her hobbies and interests are she likes to ride, she also plays amateur guitar, she loves driving and takes long drives through the mountains, guard roads, and also scenic coastal roads. It's really amazing to have such a multifaceted personality like you, ma'am, donning many roles such as a writer, guitarist, pilot, and an entrepreneur. Madam, it's a privilege to have you today to this national webinar. All of you, please stay at home, please stay safe. I thank the resource person and our college management for making this webinar happen today. I virtually hand over the proceedings to Ms. Ajita.
Thank you so much for your brief introduction, ma'am. It's an immense pleasure to have you here today, ma'am. And I can't wait to hear about you and Chennai Gaga's journey. So please, ma'am, please take over the session.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon to everyone. Dr. Gayatri, thank you for the kind introduction and the wonderful welcome from the principal. Thank you so much to Guru Nanak College and the faculty, the professors, and the students for being here and for inviting me. It's a real honor for me. And even the invitation song is so beautiful. I want to congratulate the person who sang it. It's very nice. Thank you so much. I'm here to share some experiences and give you a very small peek into the world of entrepreneurship, which is probably as wide as the ocean, and it's also always evolving. What I'd like to do is I'll go ahead with the presentation just so that we can have a visual reference as we have a talk as well. And after that, if you have any questions that I might be able to answer, I'll be happy to. I'm just sharing this. Thank you so much. So, welcome to my journey with Chennai Gaga. 2010 was when the brand was launched. This was my entrepreneurial experience, and from there I hope that I can share some words of wisdom. What entrepreneurship is what I'm going to start with. So, there's a nice quote which says, "You have to believe it before you see it," and I think with entrepreneurship, it's like that. You need to have a vision because you are a creator. You are bringing something to life from nothing. That is what entrepreneurship really is. And of course, you will have a goal for it. You will have a method for it. Maybe a product, maybe a service. Of course, profits will be a part of it. The business model will be money-based, revenue-based. Because all businesses, well, that's the bottom framework of any business. And there are a few types of entrepreneurs to go a little theoretical into that. There are small businesses, and there are small businesses which are scalable. You can make it really big with a small startup. So that is the second kind. Then there's a large company where you straightaway have a big investment and a pool of investors and a big team. So you straightaway go with the large company model. Then there is social entrepreneurship where while you're making money, the focus will not be on profit, or rather even if it's profit, it will be reinvested into the business because you are trying to serve a community or serve basically. That is a service mentality. That is what a social entrepreneurship is. And for any business, for any entrepreneur, vision is very important. What your personal vision is what will become the vision of the organization or the start. So there will be a path that you can envision, and there will be goals alongside that path as well as a goal to attain as well. So the journey and the destination both matter. And then, of course, there will be a mission. Now, you can see many companies have vision statements and mission statements. These are not just words, they are the whole value and the ideal and the objective of the company that is broadcasting the vision and the mission. So, the mission would be what is the service of the goal? What is the problem that it solves for people? That is what a mission statement is, and they just put it across to you in all the lines. And of course, the values are very important because only values will see you through. You may have money, you may pump in a lot of money, many crores into business, but if you don't have values that reach people and that connect with people, it is not going to be a sustainable model. So whether it's empathy or compassion or any of these things, any of these values, I have just named a few. Your value list could be very, very long, or anybody's value list could be either short or long. You may just have one value and your entire system is built around it. It could be that as well. Why entrepreneurship? Now, yes, today's topic is entrepreneurship and opportunities and challenges. But I am taking you back to the very basic point. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? So, what drives you? You're all youngsters, but the thing is, there is no age, either limit or starting point as to when you can become an entrepreneur. But there are basic questions that you need to ask yourself before you jump into anything. So, what drives you to do business or start your own enterprise? That is the first thing. How driven are you, and why are you driven to do that? And then, can you do it? I may want to maybe launch a cinema company, or I might want to produce a film, whatever. It could be anything that you like to do, but can you do it? That is the question. And then, should you do it? These are very important questions that you need to ask yourself, and it will be extremely customized to your specific goal, whatever you want to do. I'm just giving you some broad questions you should ask before you get into the world of entrepreneurship. And then if not, now when? Now suppose, should you do it is because monetarily in your family or in your circumstances, you may not be ready to do it at the age of 20. But you may think that you'd like to work towards it. Maybe by the time you're 25 or 30, maybe you know what you can build on yourself along the way, and also some wealth in order to invest in business. So there are many business families that have a lot of money which they have saved, and they play with that. They will try businesses. If it doesn't work out, then money is lost. But they were prepared for that. So it's all about how you plan money. And then what is the business going to be? Because the world is overcrowded. So what is it going to be, and why should it be? And then once you do focus on which business it should be, then of course we'll come back to that. The mission, the vision, the values, the goals, and the values will always make the brand or the enterprise last. And are you a risk taker? So this is very important. If you're an entrepreneur, I don't mean a risk like doing bungee jumping. I mean monetary risks. And also how do you evaluate risk? Even if you do bungee jumping, you would still make make sure that it's from a reputed company that's conducting the acupuncture sport. The ropes have there is some various safety things. All this is how you take all these factors of what you should take before you take a risk. So, even then you should first be predisposed and interested to take a risk in the first place. So, whether you're that kind of person, you like challenges, because every day can be challenging. There is no space of comfort in business, in any entrepreneurial journey. You can't relax, and of course you may be able to take 2 weeks off a year, but you can't hope for Sunday relaxations are guaranteed, nothing like that. So there'll always be challenges, you'll always be on your toes. And do you like it? You like that adrenaline, that whether you want to have that surge. And then what is the real meaning of money? Now I can't answer that question. That's a question that will keep on being answered through life. So I'm just leaving it here. And what is debt? So it's one thing to have money, to save your own money and then invest it in a business. And there's another thing to borrow completely and then get into it. And that debt can be hanging over your head all the time. So without a full understanding of that, you should not be getting into it. So I've just put a little keyword thing. So you start with money. Money is the starting point for the business. Then you have to have the drive. You have to have the skills. You have to develop on the skills or develop new skills, and then make money again. Because then you have to put it back in the business as well as take some for yourself. And I want to consider something. Business teaches you about life. So if you are a business person at the age of 25, what you learn in 2 years is not something you may learn even in 5 years or 10 years if you are not in business. So because that's how it works. The things that you face when you're doing business does teach you a lot of life lessons. I'm not saying that you should pack your life into 2 years and you must become. That's not the point. Point is you should be prepared that you may have to get onto a fast course in life lessons as well. And as an entrepreneur, you have the ability to change your own life as well as other people's lives. This happens because you're going to employ people, you're going to give them opportunities, you're going to take opportunities. So your own life should be enhanced. And basically you should look at improving yourself as well as other people. That is the joy in being an entrepreneur. And you create a value system which encompasses empathy. I come back to empathy because that is something that humans are in need of always. When you are empathizing with another and they empathize with you, that is a real meaning. So, empathy, goals, hard work. Now, I won't stop with hard work. I will insist on smart work because today with technology and so many other opportunities, we must not miss out just by doing 9 to 5 routines. If we need to work smartly, we should do that. If we need to, for example, outsource some work to other people who are better at that work than you are, you pay them for it. But the point is, if you want to sit and do everything yourself, it may slow you down. Or if you want to work only in a particular way without evolving, that will also hit the business. So smart work is important. And you need to build a sturdy team, of course, which will take care of all parts of your business. And as long as you've decided to do business, it should be very clear right from the beginning that you need to stand out. It's an overcrowded world. So you should think about standing out. You should think about bagging a niche, which means you know what is not very common or which has never been done. Pick it and occupy that space. That's called bagging a niche because that will give you a head start in an overcrowded market. Then you fix your goals, which could be short-term, mid-term, long-term goals. Depending on your business, you will be fixing those goals. Then play to your strengths because you've not yet started or on any kind of entrepreneurial journey. You need to know that playing to your strengths will again help you in the long, short run. As a personality, for example, if you are an introvert, I'm just giving an example. If you are a quiet kind of person, but very, very sharp technically and interested in the workings of, say, certain kind of things like that. The business you may do should be something focused around that area. Or if you're a very outgoing people's person, you might consider doing something like sales and marketing, even if your business is a sales and marketing service business or something like that. But you should play to your strengths because there's no point in swimming against the tide when anyway life and business they will offer you enough challenges. So when you start, first help yourself, then only you'll be able to help others. And then keep learning. I don't need to say it because we will keep learning. Every day we are learning things, so this will keep going. And be a people watcher. No matter what you do, this will help you. Even if you're doing, say you're doing at work at home, even then if you're a people watcher, you'll be able to manage your people. So I'd like to just share with you that we have now reached 11 years of Chennai Gaga. It's been quite a journey. And as somebody put it, one of our customers said, Chennai Gaga pannunga. Is it for Chennai? And yes, of course it is. So it's huge. And our tagline is Go Gaga, O Chennai. So the word Gaga also means to be crazy about something. So we coined the new word. So Chennai Gaga, when I spoke about bagging a niche, I said try to be the first in doing something or try to be different That is what I meant by niche. So in the beginning, Chennai did not have typical souvenirs, which is why we thought, that we should come up with this simple theme. It's an old business idea, but then it's not been done for Chennai, so it was new here. So that made a difference. So we have many firsts that we can actually celebrate along with you and be happy about. So we are the first Indian city with a unique souvenir brand. We are the first ever souvenir line for Chennai City. So what is interesting here is the only first that we were sure of in the beginning in 2010 was that we were the first ever souvenir line for the city. It came later that we realized we are the first Indian city with a unique brand just dedicated, called Chennai Gaga with the city's name, celebrating the city. This sort of thing we didn't know before. But we started off with one first. So that's the beauty of capturing a niche. You'll probably come across a gold mine there of the number of opportunities you can have. And the first thing is to, when you brand a Chennai. So the thing is, nobody had branded the Chennai before. So we have these t-shirts where you can say you're from Chennai. Whichever part of the world you go, wherever you go, even if it's down the street, you wear that the t-shirt that says Chennai, it's a sense of belonging. So it's all about the emotional connect for this particular brand because it's a theme based. If the theme is Chennai, so it's related entirely on an emotional level to the customer. And we are the first to celebrate the Tamil language, like on mugs, on magnets, on keychains, things that say I love Tamil or Tamil sayings. Also the same for Carnatic music because this is a city which is so rich in culture, heritage, landmarks, there's no end to it. But we are the Carnatic hub of the world. So every December, as we all know, we become extra busy. The weather is fantastic. We get people from all over the world, NRIs, tourists, everybody, and the locals are happier because of the weather. So the Carnatic hub, only the last year or so we could not celebrate because of COVID. But anyway, so this is why we dedicated the line separately for Carnatic, and we happen to be the first to do it. Now, how do you find your niche, or how do you find your business idea? So it's nothing, you just have to keep looking, you have to be doing the market research. You may get many ideas. Ideas are never a problem. Executing them, sustaining them, that's the main challenge actually. Ideas are so much fun. You could come up with even 50 ideas in 2 hours. But then which of those will actually last? Which of those actually has a market? So you'll have to spend some time thinking about it and doing some feasibility studies. And then why should you do that business? Now, in our case, we filled a gap. It was very simple. We had handicrafts, we had a lot of Kanchipuram saris and things like that in Chennai always. But we didn't have the regular things that you get in every city, which people will use, the memorabilia of that city. If you go to Singapore, you'll pick up a magnet for your fridge, or you'll pick up a keychain or a t-shirt to come back and wear. That just makes a difference, right? You just remember that place. That is the whole idea. So we filled that gap, and that was the initial idea of it. And then when you start any business, you have to put processes in place. First starts with the name of the business, name of the company. The name of your brand need not be the same as the name of your business. And there is a science to even naming the brand. There is a science to everything. So you have so much in front of you with the internet that you will be able to do all the research possible, and then you will be able to figure out how to name your brand, which is important because forever people are going to remember that name. And then you can, in our case, we needed to decide product line for Chennai Gaga because we could do anything. A water bottle can be a souvenir, a pen or a chair or a table or a clock, anything could be a souvenir. But then we would have to freeze on certain product lines which we will know will 100% sell. Otherwise we will be stuck with products that are not moving and we have put in all our money on those. The next would be developing the product. In our case, it is we have a design, a development and production as a separate processes. First you design something, then you need to convey that onto products, which is the development of the product. And then the production will be in a bulk quantity because it's not like buying one t-shirt and selling one t-shirt. So the scale of production comes into play. Statutory and legal requirements and business plan. So the business plan is something once you decide the name and you decide what your business is, the plan has to start from there. Statutory and legal requirements, it's best that you get consultations right away with good people, because you can't sidestep any of these procedures. Even a small example, when we first opened a retail outlet in Besant Nagar, we didn't know that we needed a shop license from the corporation. It may be common knowledge for traders, but as a first time entrepreneur, I didn't know. But thankfully, I was able to, somebody came and questioned and I immediately paid and I caught up, and every year we paid, we have to renew the license, then there is professional tax. Then there's GST now, which is tax for everyone. So we need to be on top. We cannot sidestep. We cannot say we didn't know. I mean, I might have been lucky on a small level, this is just a one thing, but you can't afford to do that. So you need to have consultants in place, the accounting, auditing, any other legal things that you need. In a business, any business, you need to have this in place. And once you have, while you're doing that, you need to figure out what is going to be the construction of your company. Is it going to be a proprietorship, sole proprietorship dispute? Is it going to be a partnership? In which case, you must be learning about limited liability partnerships and unlimited liability. So you know what are the risks in that. In the unlimited liability partnerships, you may have a lot of flexibility and freedom and less statutory requirements, but the risk is very high. It's extremely high. So you need to think about whether it's worth it. Or a limited liability partnership is an in between a private company and unlimited partnership. So that may be useful as well. That has a little bit of statutory requirements, which is higher than for a proprietorship and a partnership. And of course, if you form a company, then you know you need to have these departments, and it's a different scale altogether. And then the roles of the team members. I would strongly suggest that if you have even one more person with you, even if it's your own relative or a friend, you need to demarcate your roles. You need to give answerability, responsibility for those roles. And in fact, you should actually sign a memorandum of agreement. People will say, no, we can do that later. I wouldn't. From my personal experience, I would say, it is business, you should be in business at every stage. There should be no exceptions here. Nobody should feel bad, otherwise they are not suitable for business. Because straight away, no. The moment you say, look, I want to put down in writing, and then they say, why don't you trust me? That's not, of course businesses are built on trust, but you are trusting the other person to be, keeping you comfortable as well. So anyway, the long and the short of it is sign, put everything on paper and hold everybody accountable if you have more than one person. Investment and working capital, these are things that we need to decide how much investment you need for a business and how much you need to keep pumping in later, things like that. You need to always have all this in your business plan as well. You need to keep on referring to the business plan. So in Chennai Gaga's case, the operation started, it will always start with the creative, right? That is the fun part. If you're doing the superstar Rajinikanth design, how shall we represent Rajinikanth? That will be the first thing. Then which designer shall we do this to? Shall we do a caricature, or shall we do a pop art style, or shall we do like a profile of his? Just give me an example. So how do we celebrate? Why are we celebrating Rajinikanth? Because he's a celebrity Chennaiite, and it's fun. So he's a representative of the cinema scene of Chennai. And here there's a little artwork. You can see a small car filled with people. And they are enjoying themselves, obviously. They all stuffed into the same car. That's a nostalgic value created, basically. Madras days. When Chennai was Madras, this is how everybody used to pile into one car and go. Even now you may see some autos. Not now, but before COVID you could see people traveling like this. So this, what I'm trying to say is it's a caricature. So when you come back to designing, what sort of design you need? Who is the designer? What should be the product that you put that design on? Should it be on a mug? Should it be on all the products? How suitable is it? So you can't actually, when you have 5 product lines like mugs, t-shirts, keychains, things like that, you cannot have factories which, unless of course you have big pockets, big results, a lot of money, then you can do it. But as such, well, for us it made sense to do job work sort of thing. Say you want mugs and then you choose the right vendor for it. somebody who will give you quality products, then I'm just saying you need to understand some basic things about that product. If it's a mug, how is the printing done? How is the quality? What will be the utility of the mug? Things like this. So I'm only going to focus a little bit on t-shirts because that is our highest selling product, and it's a garment that everybody understands, right? T-shirts, something you can wear for everything. Before I go there, I'll just finish with this particular slide. We're talking about how you present the product. In a product-driven company, presenting it, how is it represented to the market? And is it retail? Is it through other stores? How are you going to do that? All this will come into the business plan again, the model of the business and the business plan. And sales, marketing, and advertising is a must for any enterprise, no matter what you're selling, no matter what you're creating. People need to know. If they don't know, in fact, all the more for a small business. If they don't know, how will they buy? If that's simple. So I said I'll concentrate on t-shirts for a bit. So this here, it's Milind Soman that I've taken a photo with. He is wearing an I Love Tamil t-shirt, and we all know that Milind Soman is not from the south. I mean, he's not Tamil anyway, but he loved I Love Tamil. He loved the way the font was represented and designed, and so he wanted to wear it. He was wearing it often when he was in Chennai. You can probably go back and see a few years ago when he conducted the Pink event. He was doing that. And the model is also seen wearing this t-shirt. Now if you see the t-shirt, it's only one print color. Just giving you a small peek into the technicality of one product. So it has only one print color. And then how do we, I'll show you how we print that. When this is screen printing, which is only one technique of it. This is just one color of the t-shirt that you just saw. So he is actually not printing it on a t-shirt, he's just showing it on a print piece, just for us to look at it something. This is how the printing unit's table looks on a screen print. And as he is swiping the color through the screen, it comes. Now the process I'll just explain once the video is over. This is from our Enna t-shirt because we're trying to be also local in our branding. So coming back to this t-shirt. So the thing here is we develop it in a software like Photoshop, then it will get into a film mode, and then it gets onto the screen that you saw which is swiping. The screen is just a mesh with a framework. So this much is what is definitely something I need to know, because when some problem happens with the print, when there are issues, so this kind of product knowledge is a must when you get into any kind of product business. You need to have some knowledge about the product, even if you don't own the factory or have your own ones. So multi-screen printing, like how he swiped one color on one design. This design has got 3 colors, 3+ colors. So it needs to be swiped 3-4 times. It's precision work. Where they place it, what the color is. Every color has to be in each color there are so many shades. You'll have to choose the one. So I'm just saying there is so much detailing that goes into every part of business. So this is probably the first thing an entrepreneur should be aware of, that you can't escape any part of it. Only when you embrace it with both hands, both arms you should be totally in love with your idea, with your product, to be able to make it a success. Then you can see the same design when it's put on a mug, how different it looks. It is absolutely different in terms of the texture and the output. And again, so a little bit you need to know about the mugs, how they will present a design. So you need to do sampling before you do a bulk quantity. And these are the sort of details that you need to get. So the operations at Chennai Gauda, broadly, only with respect to a product, I'm just giving you an idea. Customer interactions, it's a customer-oriented brand. So what they need, if they are happy, you are happy, and your business can prosper. It's that simple. Because the emotional connect to the brand has to be. How you serve them. So it's not only do you take all this care to bring a product, a good quality product. You need to know that the customer will perceive it in a particular way. It may not all go as planned. But the idea is then when a customer walks into your place and then you show them the product, how you make the customer feel. For him or her to part with money, even if it's 100 rupees, it is their hard-earned money and it's their precious money. If they want, they have to give it to you, they should see value in it. This is what you should always be aware of. That's why they have so many sayings that customer is king and things like that, because that should be your mentality. It should be towards the customer when it's a product driven business. Of course, if it's a service driven business, also is the customer who's king. So, and then inventory management in terms of a theme based brand, which Chanega is doing. You should be careful about how much money you're investing in what products and what designs. Maybe new designs you shouldn't invest so much till you're sure that it will sell, because otherwise you're stuck with it's called dead stock and it doesn't sell, and then your money is held up in it. Bookkeeping and accounting is something you need to do regularly, because it's very difficult to work with backlogs when it comes to accounts. Even your daily work, you should know it's very difficult to work with the backlogs. So it's better that you always do a regular check of accounts and bookkeeping. Have an auditor and keep on checking that the business plan works for me. You'll have to keep tweaking it. You'll have to keep letting it evolve as your business grows. And then measure your profit, the revenues, and your growth against all that with your performance. So always you can critical. Now, the adversities and challenges. This one slide cannot be enough, but I've just given you the very basic things. And I also added the word crisis, because that's what we are in today, the COVID pandemic. How much can you control? That's a big question. Really, you'll understand that you can only control yourself. You can't do much about the situation. There were some challenges in the past which were not unique to Chennai. When in 2015 Chennai was hit with floods and incessant rainfall, we all struggled together. I mean, it was a real point of unification, but it was also a very dismal period where we couldn't go out, we didn't have power. We knew the power was switched off so that other people could be safe and not get electrocuted. But still, there was so much, a sense of gloom. And we were closed, business was closed for 8-9 days. We lost that, but that is nothing compared to COVID. Is a different level. But at that point, it looked big. Of course, demonetization, because the way people regarded money changed, and therefore, these mind was and then unique to Chennai, well, we are a very small business, and so we will have constraints like vendors, how to focus on quality, how to get the quality out of them when you're a small player, how to be able to convince them that this is what is important. Everything is a challenge when it is a small business, and you may have overheads, so many expenses that you have to meet every month. Will you be able to generate revenue which will make it a profitable business? And then how much marketing can you do on budget, and how smartly can you do it? Who's the manpower? Whom should you employ? How should you train them? Whether you should get a fresher and train the way you want, or whether you should get an experienced person so your work is less in training them. These are all decisions that you need to take, but these are challenges as well. And then in every stage in life, how do you reinvent yourself and your brand? So this is also very important. It's a work in progress. And now that we are an online store at chennai.com, we can see that every day we learn something new. And as I'm talking about the adversities, I want to share this pride moment when Mr. Anand, chairman, posted one of our t-shirts online, and it was a very light-hearted post, but I thought that would be a nice testimonial to share. And these are various and models enjoying our products. This I think is a real source of joy for any entrepreneur. Yes, and here are some NRIs as well as even the stand-up comedian from our city and business professionals. So then there are some strategic alliances as an entrepreneur that you can explore. It depends on your business. So it's whatever business you're doing. It depends what you need along the way. So at times, strategic joint ventures or any kind of associations will make a big difference. So who you partner with will become very important because their reputation and your reputation are both interlinked from that. So you need to think about that. And why do you want it in the first place? So you may not want it at all. In our case, we had a wonderful opportunity to work with Chennai Super Kings. CSK, you know, it's an emotion. So, really, really honored that we were the first superstore physical outlet in Alvarpet. Last year, we launched it. Very unfortunate that the court crisis struck small business and we, of course, took it online after that. But that experience is something unmatchable. And now we are selling the official licensed merchandise from our website as well. And we call it unconditional yellow. We will celebrate CSK just like we celebrate Chennai. Always. And a unique range of CSK merchandise, you know, because this has a Chennai twist and everything. We have Tamil in it, of course, Namakal is Roman. How can we not celebrate the captain and Captain Cool? And then we have Tamil, the kid t-shirt says CSK na Sumawa. It's the emotion, basically. We are just, and the way we speak, right? Just put the whistle, yeah, that's what the mug says for whistle code. And the auto is flagging off CSK everywhere. So this is our contribution to CSK merchandise. And I think we should always stay very upbeat. That's why we made this very local and caricature design called Akkutu. But we feel we should celebrate everything there is to celebrate about Chennai. So this is one of the designs that I wanted to show to say that as a theme brand, you need to stay current and you need to stay relevant. So recently we had Mother's Day and therefore this mug was a hot seller, the coolest Amma ever. Every person probably thinks their mom is the coolest. So this is something you could give. So what I'm saying is when, however new or old your business is, when you keep staying relevant and remind people that you're out there, make a big difference. I want to quickly share some do's and don'ts, no matter whether you're an employer, employee, anybody, whoever you want to be. I would say don't pass off someone else's work as your own, for example. These are basic ethics. So there will be many more ethics, but I've just taken my favorite ones and I'm sharing it. I'll say don't overthink, because if you overthink, you'll underdo. Action is very important for results. So once you know you've given it enough thought, just get to it. So don't wait for something to be perfect, because you will lose excellence if you're always waiting for perfection. And don't be negative. You can't afford to be. Even if you feel a little negative, the next morning you should be doubly positive. And of course, never give up when you're not. That should be the very basic thing. Probably you should wear a t-shirt saying don't ever do that. And then don't disrespect anyone. First, don't disrespect yourself and your books, and don't disrespect anybody or anything. That will probably be a great value always. That's it may be hard to do sometimes, but you have to follow. And don't lose sight of your goals at any, even if there are disappointments. Nothing. You should never lose sight of your goals, and you should not lose sight of consequences of your actions in business. So this is something which means that you will have to be mindful. Just going to rules, you will have to be mindful. You will have to abide by the rules and the statutory requirements. You will have to write to-do lists and goals, which I can tell you, even if you're on a sabbatical and doing nothing, even if you take a paper and pen and you write down what all you're going to do today, it may include a small thing, but it will make a big difference to your mood and to your vision of yourself, and therefore it will manifest in life. And always dream, because I mean, what is life about if you can't dream? And then of course follow it, definitely. And always fight for your rights, no matter who you are, what age you are, what gender, nothing. You must know what your rights are and make sure, because if you don't fight for you, you can't expect anybody else to. You should do for yourself as an individual. And always have fun. I should put always have fun. Because even if you're doing something that you don't like, because in any job or any business, you will have some aspect that you don't enjoy doing, but you must somehow make it fun. That's the whole creative approach that entrepreneurship. I want to stop here the slide. I don't know if I have too much of your time. I want to thank you all. I want to really thank this institution for giving me this honor to be able to share with students about my journey and my learnings. I hope it was of some use somewhere. Thank you so much.
Sujata, before we go to the proceedings, I would like to thank you. More than injecting the national spirit, you have injected the Chennai spirit into us. Okay? So it's really energizing because when you love Chennai, when you don't want to go out of the country and work, when you are really passionate about your place, etc., it's really nice. I'm getting that kind of an energy. And for the youngsters here, like students, they don't know about the trajectory of Chennai or whatever it is. You have told like how like people of our age, like how we recognize and how Chennai is so nice for all of us. And those memories, all the memorabilia that you showed, it's really nice because when youngsters think that going abroad and living there is more nice, you have I think you have driven them back and said that Chennai is very nice. Do patronize all these things in Chennai. Really nice. I enjoyed it very much.
Now, I also want to just add one thing. I know it's a very difficult time, especially for students, not able to see your friends, you're not able to go to college and enjoy life. I really empathize with you. I can really feel that. But just hold on. In a few weeks or months, it will be better. And at least imagine we have technology now. You can look at each other, you can speak to each other, not even just phone call on audio. This is the bright side of it, which you have to focus on until college reopens and you can go and have all the fun again.
Yes, ma'am. A big thanks to the technology so that we can have you here right now. So, I mean, like when I was hearing the whole session, I just thought that a simple idea was just put to action, just executed. Because many of them think of ideas, but they don't take the next step. So that's what I felt. And this brand, this literally got the emotions of the people. Like take it CSK or take it Chennai. It's the local. It's like literally being with the local and wearing the city just like that as merchandise. So that's really great, and I really love the session. So yes, so thank you for the session, ma'am. It was really energetic, and so let's ask to the participants if they have any question. If you have any question, guys, please unmute yourself and go shoot your question. Okay, so let them all begin. I have one question to ask. Okay, so the brand name is Chennai Gata. Okay, so right now you say it's like in a small scale. Okay, so now it's totally representing Chennai. So what if you want to expand, and what if you want to capture Madurai or Kanchipuram or like Tuticorin or anything in Tamil Nadu? So if you're going to make products or according to those cities, and if the brand name is Chennai Gata, do you think it's irrelevant, or will you stick to the like only Chennai? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, so there are two things in this. One, Chennai is the capital of Tamil Nadu and it's like the go-to city for anyone, because I have recently been also talking to a lot of people in Imperial Tamil Nadu, and you can see that they look at Chennai as an aspirational place, right? For us, it's Chennai, For them, it is like, oh, Chennai, it's buzzing with, you get everything there. Even if they get it in their town, they think that they should come here to, buy things and to, experience Tamil Nadu, they should come here. So it's the hub. So Chennai, when you say Chennai Gaga, in a way you might think it's restricted, but think of the numbers of Tamilians who will be able to connect to that. Tamilians are all over the globe, and there are Malaysian Tamilians, Sri Lankan, Singapore. In Singapore, it's even a national language. So, and there are so many in the US, I can't even give numbers as to how many Tamil people are there. So the recall for the brand will be very high, and the numbers are much higher than we are thinking, because we think, oh, it's Chennai. Now, having said this, how much ever you scale, for example, you do Madurai, I can do all that under the umbrella of Chennai Gaga, because the flip side of a brand name is, what's in a name? because what it shows you, what it gives you, is going to be much more valuable than just the name. It will not matter. For example, okay, here's a very strange example. But when Master the movie was released, it had Vijay and Vijay Sethupathi, right? Now, Master Vijay film. But can you honestly say it was only a Vijay film, or it was, are you going only for Vijay? I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying, always have something else. So it's representing something else. It's a very odd example to give, but I'm just keeping it relevant and telling you that it doesn't matter. So if I'm going to say Madurai Meenakshi Temple T-shirt is available here, they're not going to say, oh, Chennai Gaga, why should I? That's not the customer's order. That will be from the back end of us discussing, yes. But a customer will say, I got what I want at Chennai Gaga. That's how they will look at it. And on the other hand, I also have a thought about India Gaga. I also have a thought about it. Because then there is no question about this. Again, somebody will ask, that means only Indian souvenirs are. They may ask. But I don't need to answer that because we know the population of India and the reach of India. So we don't need to. So it's like that. On the same level.
Right now. Guys, anyone have questions?
So, hi, ma'am, this is Ramakrishnan.
Yeah, hi.
Just a thing, like, how did you got this idea and how you implemented this? Like, if Chennai Gaga means everyone knows that this is a T-shirt brand, which recently CSK, that logos have been all over the cities and it's so proper there. So how did you got this idea and how you developed this idea, ma'am?
You mean Chennai Gaga idea, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. So I was actually like some of you thinking about doing business, but then I wasn't convinced about any idea as such. I loved T-shirts always, but then I didn't know why should anybody buy a T-shirt with a slogan that I put. I mean, we don't know. It's a big risk. So it is not something, the instinct wasn't allowing me. I was not able to be so eloquent like saying choose a brand name and choose a USP at that point. 11, 12 years ago, I didn't think like that. I was just thinking, what should I do, what should I do? And I was not convinced that people will buy all the ideas that I had. So I stopped it there. Then when I was traveling somewhere, I noticed that even a small island in Malaysia and all had so many bookmarks, so many keychains. I was thinking, what, this island, I didn't even know it existed before I came here for around 2 hours, and they have so many things just for this island. Then I wonder if Chennai has anything. So I came back to Chennai and I looked around. They didn't have any T-shirts that say, oh, Chennai, I love Chennai, all this. Nothing was there. I was shocked. I thought, how can a city like ours, such a big city and one of the most important places in India, how come it doesn't have even this? So it was when the light bulb came on, and I thought, yeah, we should celebrate Chennai then, and that's how we started. And once the idea came, everybody realized, I mean, when I spoke to a few people, they all felt, yes, it is solving a problem. So going back to the first question as well, when your product is solving a particular problem or filling a gap, then it's easy to find out what are all the other gaps in which you can also occupy, and then scale business that way as well. But coming back to this, so that's when I thought, okay, because it's a niche market, we'll be able to immediately do. So we didn't waste much time. We spent about 6 months preparing for it, including trademark registration and other statutory things. And then we launched the brand. That is how we started. Of course, after that, the journey, always every journey will have ups and downs. So if you're having any entrepreneurial thoughts, please read a lot about other people and their challenges before you assume that the road will be so smooth up. It will also not be very rocky. You will definitely get all the appreciation for the work that you put in as well. But you should always calculate and be open to all results. I hope that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Sujata, adding to his question, so during those 6 months, you had done one survey or research as to how your, did you open on a large scale or you went on a small scale and tested the market like that? Like, that's not really any pilot study, anything that you did to find out how receptive the people of Chennai will be to your products? Did you do anything of the sort?
So the first thing, as I said, when I came back was to hunt in all the stores, whether there is any Chennai merchandise. I did it in a very basic way. I wouldn't say that we got a consultant, nothing like that. We just, because it seemed like if there aren't, for example, there are some certain flagship stores, right, in Chennai. If you're not finding it in all those places or in the malls, which is celebrating Chennai, then it is not there. It's that simple. Or somebody who you can overtake, one of the two. And the second thing was, we didn't want anyone else to steal it or be robbed of the first place of doing it, which is why we did the name check, whether it is okay to have the name and then register the trademark. So those 6 months were spent not only in the happy creativity zone, it was also spent in just checking how are people receiving our concept. We spoke to many people, especially the shop owners, because a sale point is required for us to understand what a customer thinks. As a customer, you must go to existing people who are doing that business and selling to know what the customer will like in their experience. Right? They will be having 10, 15 years experience. And I think networking is very important. Even if you're an introvert as a person, but you want to do business, you need to develop that side to be able to network, because otherwise you're losing out on many opportunities.
I think I should have termed this or coined this webinar as innovative entrepreneurship opportunities and challenges, because I think in the category of entrepreneurs, you're an innovative entrepreneur who has given a bigger brand to Chennai. Thank you, Sujata.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Hi, ma'am. This is Varshita. So, before I ask a question, I just want to quote one thing that you had. You have to believe it before you see it. I really like that quote, ma'am. It's not only based on the entrepreneurship thing, but in life, whatever it is, you need to, before you do it, you need to believe it. And my question to you, ma'am, you're very optimistic, ma'am. That I really like that, ma'am. And what motivates you? What motivates you in doing this? And what is your yeah? That's the point. What motivates you in all this?
So to clarify, the quote, I put it in quotes because it's not my quote. It is a quote, but it is a quote that is most relevant to entrepreneurs. Because you're creating something, right? So you don't know what is going to be there down the road, but you know that you want the road to be like this, which is why you should believe in yourself and that principle for you to be able to follow. That's the quotes. I just want to clarify that. The second thing is customers. I'm not even joking when I see I have been a retailer and I have been at the forefront with the customers. When I see the joy that they have, because some of our designs are funny. I mean, when I make it, I don't think it's that funny. I'm not like LOLing when I see it, but I'm smiling because I know that it's nice. Like there is one rowdy-ish looking guy, and it says Madras Machan. So I'm just saying, it's just a catchy phrase. But when you see customers coming, in fact, it's on the Instagram page of Chennai Gaga. If you scroll back, you will see the customers when they came to the store, how loudly they're laughing. I mean, that's such a priceless thing. If anything, I feel I should be paying them to see the joy that they're getting from the product that I'm selling. Literally, it's like that. So that's the motivation. I know that people who live away from Chennai and even people who are in Chennai. For example, we have a lot of filter coffee. Filter coffee is very even tea. See, we Indians are very dramatic about everything. So for us, even one tea, we'll be very happy if we put a photo of it on Instagram. We'll get thousands of likes for one tea, which all of us drink. But it is the fact that we're all unifying in that picture, right? So that's happiness. You're passing on happiness to someone. So that is the motivation. I know I should say money, but money facilitates this happiness.
True, ma'am. Yeah, and I also saw the T-shirt. Okay, but first copy. That is very nice. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
And that stay calm, Neeta is
I was surprised that Sri Anand Mahindra was able to identify with Taisar. He's from Maharashtra. I mean, how would he? Sitting in Bombay, how has he zeroed in on this T-shirt somewhere? That was a really great. That's motivations like that also happen. Those sources also happen. But an entrepreneur cannot look for motivation outside. That's it's not a good idea, because what if people stop every day? People are not calling me and saying I like your brand, I like your copy design or whatever. They're not saying it. I have to tell myself that this will reach the people which it will make happen, and they will buy the product from me, and I can invest that money again. It's like that. It has to be my motivation.
Nice, you have linked Chennai and Tamil nicely, so that because people think that Tamil is not very nice or whatever it is, so that I don't know about youngsters.
No.
I think they think that talking in Tamil is it's not a pride, but you have through your brand you have like uplifted the spirit of Chennai and also Tamil. Putting thing among us, I saw that beach T-shirt and all nice. So because it's nice to talk in our local language. When that time you feel real, you true yourself. You're feeling your own self.
Yeah.
Than pretending to be somebody else.
Yes, but Tamil is a big is a growing fad now. I mean, again, everybody. But I won't even call it fad, because I feel people are now realizing its worth. They are going back to basics. If you see all cinema is a very big point for us. But when all the lyricists and all the people are going back to old words, they're digging out all the old Tamil words and presenting it newly in all the super hit songs that are coming out now. So, and all the movie that most of the youngsters watch is Tamil only. So they may be falsely, maybe it's probably a fad to not be very crazy about Tamil. They will come back to the roots, because Tamil is like that. And the language is very old and it's a source of pride. So.
I think Mr. Hari Kumar wanted to ask a question. You can ask, sir.
Vanakkam, Chennai Gaga. I think at the end of the session, Ajita, we all over a whistle code.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Definitely, the session really, I was glued to the session. The way you mapped it to Chennai Gaga, the entrepreneurial skills that, which is very important to this team over here, Thomas team from my Guru Nanak College.
Thank you.
Really, you were taking it so seamlessly in there, putting it in their own language. More of the Chennai flavor was there around. Excellent, the way you. Only one point here, coming back to your point on crisis management and business continuity is being a challenge for you. Why haven't you, tried your hands on e-commerce like Amazon, Flipkart, or maybe? Was there any challenge that you envisaged? Why was not that touched upon?
So there was a time that we did sell through Amazon as well, and we are not closed. We are still a registered seller with Amazon.
Okay.
We are looking at that as well. So when many of these commonly held beliefs are sometimes shattered when it comes to action. So when we, for example, if I sell through Amazon, one is, the good part is that the brand will be reaching more people. That's the best part. Second thing is the issue is that you lose money, because they will definitely take care percentage from it. And all the things put together, the percentage is quite high. I'm not saying, I'm only telling you the pros and the cons. The other problem is that if there are returns, there may be indiscriminate returns that come back to you, and that may result in losses. For a small business, it can be stagnant. That is another thing. But another pro is the kind of reach that it will have. One is, apart from the sales increasing, the reach will be great, and also it is a big brand, Amazon. If you see you're on Amazon, it's almost as if you are certified with something as a seller. So that is, so it's not that you have not considered it, but because of the switch from a physical retail store to a completely e-com model, we are trying to figure out in between various pandemic scares and lockdowns. We are just trying to find our footing.
No, why not, I was asking why not consider it as a stopgap, probably instead of doing nothing physically.
We are selling from ChennaiGaga.com, but Amazon and Flipkart are also online platforms. So we are selling. It's a fully functioning e-com store, ChennaiGaga.com.
So you are a reseller there also. That's what you
reseller, no. We
No.
are manufacturers slash trader.
Okay.
No, they are doing only through their web platform.
Right
Okay.
now, right
They're
now.
not, yeah. They're
Right
not, they have
now.
not, they will go into, I think probably venture into the partnership mode in the days ahead or in the
Yes.
months ahead.
Yes,
Yeah.
once this is slightly a less crazy pandemic, once it's under control, yes, then we should definitely, because the pros will be very good, as I mentioned.
Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for popping up. Guys, anyone else have any question? Yes, Hari Srinivas.
Hi, ma'am. This is Hari Srinivas here.
Hi.
Yeah, every entrepreneur who starts a business will be facing a lot of risks, ma'am. What are the risks you have faced and how do you manage those risks while starting this business?
Okay. Okay, there are many risks, so I will have to probably think a bit. So first is the money risk, is the obvious risk. If I put in all this money, will I get anything out of it? Will I get it back? That is one risk. And even if I don't get it back, will I be able to manage, or will whatever I have created, the journey till there, will it be good enough for further investment? So that at some point I will get the returns back. So money risk is definitely something. It is still being managed. I wouldn't say that it is completely out of we are completely out of the woods or anything. You will still have to manage the money risk as well. That is an ongoing thing for any business. So I'm only mentioning the common. The other risk would be one of reputation. For example, even in this time, if somebody places an order and you're not able to deliver it, then your reputation is at risk. Suppose you get a product which is not of good quality, and sorry, just one. If you suppose you're trying to sell a product which is not of good quality, or you don't know that it's not good quality, and it is returned, again the reputation, it's a risky thing. So you will definitely have to face those risks on a day-to-day basis. There's nothing to manage. You learn to live with the risks because they are all calculated risks. You mustn't take any risk which is not premeditated.
Thank you all.
So you anticipate and well said, you have to anticipate and take calculated risks.
Yes.
Okay.
Vinodini, please go with the question.
Okay. Good evening, ma'am. Vinodini here.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question for you, ma'am. I mean, just out of curiosity, I'm asking this. Ma'am, who do you call yourself? Who do you call your rivals, ma'am? Whom you call as your rivals?
Okay. That's the question, right? Who do you call
Yes, ma'am.
rivals?
Yes, ma'am.
I think probably somebody should start from this crowd. I think nobody else.
No,
As
so
on date.
any business, however niche and however spectacular the idea is, you are going to get competitors, and probably you should get competitors. Otherwise, you will get boring and complacent and not do anything further with your brand. Look at it that way. I'm not going to name my competitors. That's not what a smart entrepreneur does. I will say that you get the best quality and designs at Chennai Galaga. There are competitors out there, but you must always keep an eye on what is happening, because when you're staying, they are also watching you. You're also watching them. It's a big world, so that's the good thing. You can always wish each other well. It has to be a healthy competition. So yes, you will get competition no matter how fantastic the product is. For example, if one company is producing a certain product, another one will immediately develop on that, either give it a twist or just enter the market and grab this one's share of the market, right? Or try to grab. So these are all things that happen in every sphere of life. And yeah, it's part of life. You have to plan for that as well.
Sujata, you have shown your diplomatic skill here. You have not named your rival, you have answered the question. Nice.
Yes, sir. That's really smart. Venkatraman, please go ahead.
I think sometimes
Okay. Then Akash Raj.
Good evening to one here. And special thanks to our HOD ma'am and as well as our Sujata ma'am here, co-founder of Chennai Gala. Ma'am, my question to you will be, what is a small take-home message to our small entrepreneurs, ma'am, starting entrepreneurs?
So if you're going to start now in this particular session, you're all pretty young, right? Maximum you'll be 20 and so I won't say don't get into the journey now, but ask yourself the questions that I put up on the slide, which I didn't name as challenges. I just said I'm going to ask some questions. I gave the opportunities, of course, you'll have plenty of opportunities because business ideas are many and you are all such bright young minds, you'll keep getting an idea a minute also. But the thing is, what you can act on, and then when should you start a business? If you're starting a business, even if you're starting at the age of 20, will you be able to do it alone? You have to ask all the questions. Why are you doing it? You know, ellarum pandranga business, I also do. And that isn't the best answer. So, or it sounds magical. But please understand that magic is somebody's hard work. Any magic that you see is somebody's hard work. So, whether you will be able to do that. And you should be excited and in love with your idea in the first place. This is the main thing. So, once you know that, I would say that if you don't believe in the idea, if you're not 100% sure, you should be honest to yourself. Only then you can lead your enterprise or anybody else. So, actually, I'll give you an example here. I started one website first. I thought that was my first business idea. Okay, so it was called What Matters, which was, I felt there was a lot of negative news everywhere, so I will present only positive news. But you know, the reason that I didn't go through with it was, I felt, nobody will buy it. Because that's the human nature. For years together, news headlines give both positive and negative news. Just because on many days you get more negative news than positive news, if you launch a newspaper only for positive news, it can be a movement, but it can't be a business. That's the fact of life. So, which means the feasibility of that business model is not good. So, I dropped it. I just spent little money in developing a web page and I dropped it right there. And then, that's why I'm saying, you should think a lot before you start business. Once you start business, you mustn't keep thinking because you have a lot of action to it. Before that, you must think, you must talk a lot, you must read a lot about other people's journeys, and then
Thank you, ma'am. In these hard times, we could not see our CSK matches. At least I could see our Chennai Gala founder here, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
I know that's very unfortunate, but it's okay. We will anyway. It will be held. It will still continue after some time.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akash. Anyone else having any questions?
Hi, ma'am. This is Saikesh. Ma'am, I have a question. First one is, everyone is having a plan. Everyone is wanting to become an entrepreneur. But everyone is only having a plan. They don't know how to execute it. What do you give them a advice? How to execute, how to convert a plan into execute. And the second one is branding, ma'am. How did you brand your brand?
Sorry, so the line was a bit broken. I don't know if it's my side, but can you somebody else just recap the two questions for me?
I will just do it, ma'am. First one is, everyone is having a plan. They don't know how to execute it. At a small, this age we want to become an entrepreneur. Which age is to become an entrepreneur and how to make it possible, ma'am? How to convert a plan into execution. And the second one is, everyone is doing marketing, branding. How did you manage it? Everybody is doing advertising their brand. What you do to make it popular?
Okay. So the first one, there is no straight answer. It's not like you can't start a business at 20, and it's not like you can't start a business at 60 also. You can. Because there are first-time entrepreneurs, even in the 70s and 60s, when they are elderly, they have still senior citizens, they have started businesses. It is not that. When are you ready to do it? You should know yourself first. So, and also your family situation may require that you be employed and not. I'm being very practical. It may not say yes, please spend 50 lakhs on your entrepreneurial venture. It may not be like that. It may be, it may not. You will have to think whether you have the money, because you may have the dreams. Please work on the dreams until you make the money to realize that. Definitely don't let go. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you're not able to do it right now, doesn't matter. Keep developing the skills along the way. Always keep the goal in sight, and it will come through. So that's how it evolves. Anybody's journey. The next thing is how did we brand? Because it was a niche brand and the name recall is high. Even when we had a store, we first had a store in Brazil. It was not very visible, and in retail that is a very, very bad thing. So we moved to Alvar, where people remembered the store every time because it had a big board, had a yellow color, and so people recognized, okay. And so what will happen is many times the kids will bring the parents back, saying we saw that board there, it's a Chennai, we'll see what that is. They didn't even know what it is. But that itself was a branding. That's what I'm saying. When you don't have a budget for branding, you do creative things to brand yourself, to advertise your product and that's how it goes. If you have a budget, even then you have to spend it wisely. So this is the way to go about the branding exercise.
So yellow color was your was helping you to be prominent.
Yeah, it is a brightly lit board and a bright glass sheer entrance, so you could see through the store. So when you position everything bright and shiny to people, obviously they want to come in, even the experience of coming and seeing and going, as opposed to, somewhere if you have something, you'll have to go and find it. It's true, it is possible if you're an established brand. But in the journey of advertising, this is one way to do.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, we are a generic.
I also say you'll also have to go with the times and be present on all the social media platforms and also engage with customers there. And customer referrals are also very important for the advertisement. I just want to finish answering this.
No problem. Thank you so much. Well, like we are a generation, like the instant coffee generation. We want things like instant. We don't do much of planning, and like that's what is kind of missing. I feel like that's what is missing. The pre-preparation of executing a plan. So thank you so much for answering that. Anyone else has any questions?
I also have a counter to that. Instant, yeah, I understand. Everybody wants. In fact, why blame youngsters? Everybody would like that. But my thing is, even in the case of coffee, since somebody mentioned coffee, instant coffee versus filter coffee, tell me which is superior.
Filter coffee, of course.
Just filter coffee. Business.
That's a really good point. You're really catchy with your quotes and everything. Okay, so maybe a quote for you. America has Lady Gaga and Namakita irukku Chennai Gaga. You can maybe print.
It's okay.
Yes, so much. And also, I'm very, very thankful that you give representation with Aisha. So I'm really thankful for that.
There are lots more pending. There are lots more on the pending list. Everything needs investment, so it will happen slowly.
Yes. We are waiting up. We are really watchful, guys. So, if you want to see, you can check out the website, and also it's available in Instagram at Chennai Gaga. So you can check out all the products. It's really nice. And anyone else? Any questions? Or we can go
I'll just add one more thing. In any business, when you're positioning the pricing of your product or service, you need to have an explanation for it. whatever it is, and it should be on par with other people's, or there should be a differential. Why? I mean, you should be able to justify it. So whether it's quality or whatever, you should be able to justify. Akash Raj is saying something about Tamil quotes. One that we need for this time is what we have currently in stock. It says "Ookamadu Kaividel." So don't ever give up. Don't give up your efforts. That is the one that is already available, and we have Rauthiram Palagu also. So we keep coming up with more research.
Yes, sir. Please go. Thank you.
Hi, mom. This is Nandini. Actually, I have to thank you so much. I have to thank you because I'm also doing online business. This section helped me a lot to develop and how to manage the customers and how to satisfy their needs. So it gave me so many ideas, mom. Thank you so much, mom.
Thank you.
Thank you, my HOD, for giving us these opportunities. Thank you, mom.
Thank you so much.
I felt the session was so down to earth. It's just straight and it was so easy to understand. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Also, when I was a student, I wish more people had spoken to me in a language that I could understand, because I was not like number one in class or anything. But at the same time, it was not too bad. But the point is, I'm saying, I want to be approachable. Even the brand Chennai Gava should be approachable to people. So that is why we keep the pricing also as reasonable as possible. Considering the quality we are giving and the thoughtfulness behind every design and the effort, we are trying to keep it as reasonable as possible. Why I'm correlating that to this is because I feel when I'm speaking to somebody, there's no use in giving a lot of other information which I have not experienced. I don't want to teach what I have not gone through. So that is why I think I'm here. That is why they invited me, Dr. Gayatri.
Definitely, Sujata, because I know you have a rich treasure trove of experiences. And as Nandini pointed out, really happy that you're motivating women entrepreneurs too, because balancing family and your business, it was highly commendable. Because in COVID times also you're able to sustain and weight efficiency, right? That also is a big characteristic that was told by you. So, and you're very positive. That's optimistic. Optimism is shown in the full fledged. That is also very essential for an entrepreneur. So all these, even if you didn't tell, like when we stayed in the class, when we take all these lessons on entrepreneurship, we say an entrepreneur has to be a leader, has to be a team builder. We say they have to be patient, they have to be kind. All this, you told your experiences, and that's how we understand that. Okay, these traits are to be developed by anyone who is wanting to be an entrepreneur, whatever it is. So it was really great because it was practically told by you. Even for a need telling you because about entrepreneurship, it would be apt only when you tell them, right? Because you have gone through all these phases.
Yes. I also want to add to this because you mentioned about women entrepreneurs and balancing home and work. I would like to just enlighten everyone that a woman actually typically does the role of two people. Not only she has to do all the work at home and has to do, okay, that's why I said fight for your rights. Please go back to the do's that I said. This is where you can now start fighting for your rights. What I'm trying to say is be fair, right? So when you're doing two roles, not only one role, the kind of pressure is much higher, which is why you have to work smartly. But please, I would go back and say, fight for your rights. And I hope this is an awakening, not only to empower women, but to also educate men about how much is on a woman's plate and how much they need to do to be able to bring it to an equal level.
Thank you, Mom. Like as everyone says, we need to know the two sides of the story. Both the genders, so everyone should know what everybody has to face. Yes. So I guess we've covered a lot, and ma'am have answered everyone's question. I think we can wind up the event. So,
Very smart
guys,
questions as well, I want to say. Very smart.
yes, it was really entertaining and smart. Yes. So, guys, some instructions. Please wait until the national anthem and then we'll post the certificate link and then you can generate your free certificates. Okay. So now I request Varshita to formally give away a vote of thanks.
I just want to start the quote. It does not matter where you go and what you study. What matters most is what you share with yourself and the world. Good evening to all our present here. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's national e-webinar on the topic entrepreneurship, opportunities and challenges. Let me first of all thank the Almighty, the Creator from the bottom of my heart for making today's session a successful one. I would like to express my gratitude to our honorable resource person, Ms. Sujata Tara Kesan, who has spared her precious time for us and shared her views, ideas on various opportunities and the challenges being faced. And also, she's very optimistic and an adventurous person, as I heard from HOD ma'am. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to our General Secretary and Correspondent Sir, Sardar Manjit Singh Nair, for his support and providing us an opportunity in conducting this webinar. A warm thanks goes to our Principal Sir, Dr. M. G. Raghunathan, for his vision and commitment in guiding us in expanding our thoughts and perceptions. He's so energetic, enthusiastic, and always actively takes interest. I would like to express my immeasurable gratification in also thanking our Vice Principal of Shift 2, Dr. N.C. Rajashri ma'am, in providing support to us. I also extend my sincere thanks to our beloved head of the department, Dr. Gayatri Harikumar ma'am, for always having a vision for her children in making us understand the upcoming challenges and for being a backbone in our endeavors and constantly motivating and inspiring us. Behind every successful program lie the manifold attempt of our committed faculty members. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the contribution of my teachers and of our A&F department. Finally, in the end, I would also like to extend my wholehearted thankfulness to all my dear friends and students of A&F department in participating and taking an initiative and interacting with you in this session, ma'am, today. I guess most of us have cleared our doubts and we have grabbed many information from you. I would also like to thank all the participants from various colleges in joining us today and making this session even more energetic. Thank you all for making this session a huge success. Stay home, stay safe.
Thank you so much, Varshita. Thank you. So it's time for national anthem. Guys, after national anthem, there's a photo session. So I request everybody to turn on your videos. Okay. So now I request Vinodini of PV to render the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक भारत पंजाब गुजरात मराठा विंध्य हिमाचल उत्तर
जलसितरंगा तव शुभ
तव
तव जय गाथा जन गण
नायक जय हे भारत
भाग्य विधाता
जय हे जय हे जय जय
Thank you so much, Vinodini. So, guys, can you please turn on your videos? We have come to the end of the session. And I'm posting the link for the form for generating certificates. You can collect them. Please turn on your videos. Thank you guys. Let's see more faces. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sujata. Really thankful to you. This is an informal vote of thanks. At a short notice, you have accepted and come. And really thankful to you. As principal said, we will definitely call you in person to address our students. Really thankful to you. You told, I think, YouTube never stopped, right? Is it? Has it been stopped? The out of context once again.
I want to thank the students also for their patience and their interest.
8 students are very good. No, college. That's Amuda ma'am. Can you see her? Amuda Lakshmi ma'am. She is.
Ma'am, I'm Amuda Lakshmi. Don't say in the department.
Usually she will give the vote of thanks. This time Varshita came because she is going out as a final year.
Yes. Third year she completed almost. Third year.
Sujata, can you see Amuda ma'am there on the screen?
Yes. Hello ma'am. Thank you.
Hello ma'am. Really, it's interesting ma'am. We won't forget ma'am. Tenga Manga Patani Soup.
Kundal, Tenga Manga
Patani Soup. Yes ma'am. Yes.
YouTube stopped. Ajita, live irka stopped or what?
I'm live cut பண்றேன்.
Yes sir. Okay. Thank you sir. Check Ajita, is it over?
Yes ma'am.